Yeah. So how's the new fresh scalp?
The scalp is feeling fresh. I'm feeling more aerodynamic. I was starting
we
to
need
drag.
to look at the cameras more, huh?
I was starting to drag. That's why.
Dude, look at him. Rebecca,
Yeah.
what would you rate his fresh scalp today? Out of 10.
Damn.
It's a dime piece, 10, bro.
Good rating.
Let's get right into it, dude.
All right.
What's the hottest shit on top of your anal hole right now?
Well, we were just talking about it outside, but the Epstein shit is wild.
So they basically admitted that it was a facade to blackmail American politicians to do exactly what they want.
That's almost exactly what they're saying without saying it. It's fucking crazy. Like, I sent you that clip today about the guy basically summarizing that, but
we'll put that clip right here.
yeah, please, because to go from campaigning on that shit, you know what I mean? Like people, Trump was talking about it. Patel, like
He's
Patel.
a cock.
I know. He's a fucking. Hold on.
Let me just go on a tangent about his wife. Do you know his wife is
I
like
didn't know this.
Israeli
I did not know
intelligence?
this. No. Is she is she IDF? She was, right?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
She's
crazy.
She's federal intelligence for Israeli.
Crazy.
And there was a meme out there.
But she wasn't Mossad, was she?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But you don't. Not
It's
all.
whatever. It's the same.
Yeah, it's the same shit. They want Jewish supremacy, but there was a meme, and it was saying, "You throw a white girl to an Indian guy, no matter who he is, he's gonna take it." And it just went into Russell Peters shit.
Yeah.
Where Russell Peters like, I go to America, I get white girl, I'm on top of the world.
That's hilarious.
Literally that.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, he's fake, bro.
Let's quickly talk about these new digs, bro.
Yeah.
Our new studio.
Yeah.
We moved. Nobody knows where you moved, but we moved, clearly.
Yeah. 12 feet to the left.
It's like a fucking Epstein reference there, 12 feet to the left.
Okay, anyway, what's it called? How's it seeing the company that once you thought was the best company to work for, now you see them in a different light? How is that? How does that feel? Do you feel like it was... And we don't have to talk about... I cut this out if you want. But do you feel like it was the best thing to happen? If you look back now as your friend, I could probably say yes.
Well, I never thought it was the best company ever. It was all that I knew. I knew at some point I had to go, but things happened in a way where it basically got forced on me, which I'm grateful for. But it was kind of one of those situations where it's like, I knew I had to go, but I was too much of a pussy to do it myself.
Yeah.
So life basically forced my hand. But yeah, like it's absolutely was the right play, and the moves afterwards too were all in the right direction. So yeah, but I was under no impression that it was the best. I appreciate it, and I still do, for what it was and what it gave me, the training and all and the people that I met and the things that I learned. But by no means was it going to be where I was going to stay long term, right? So that's how that is basically.
I think at the time, you probably thought it's bad luck or inconvenient or whatever. But looking back now, I mean, that's kind of like the push you needed to...
That's exactly what it was.
To get your shit together, because you were just too comfortable.
I wasn't just comfortable. I was. There was a bit of apprehension, and I was a little bit scared to to actually be the starter of that change. To actually say, yes, I'm gonna look elsewhere, start whatever. I was afraid of doing that on my own. But once I got put in that position, well, then I did what I had to do. So, like I said, I'm grateful that it happened that way. But yeah, as you mentioned, someone looking out to in, you could, yeah.
Okay, now moving on to something more sporty.
What do you got?
Who did not miss a mid-range shot
Okay.
for 2 years in the NBA? So they went 1,309 attempts for 1,309 attempts for 2 seasons straight.
1,300. It does not seem very. That's only 1,300. Is that a lot? That doesn't seem like a lot.
For mid-range is a decent amount.
Because if you were to just ask me, best mid-range shooters in the game, Three guys that say DeMar DeRozan, Kawhi Leonard, and KD. Those are my best mid-range shooters.
Where's Kobe in that?
Well, no, you're talking about in history.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like the last like 5 years or something.
No.
Oh, okay, shit, yeah, in history, yeah, Kobe for sure. Well, hold on, that's the tricky part.
You know
Steph
what's funny?
Curry.
Kobe was never a good shooter. Even if you look at his stats, not a good shooter.
There's a really funny video that I watched. If I ever find it again, I'll send it to you. But this guy was like, he was commentating Kobe highlights from one game. It was like Game 7 finals with the Celtics or whatever. He's like, yo, listen, I'm a huge Kobe fan. But he's like laughing while he says it. He's like, what the fuck is this? He's taking on like 3 guys contested shot.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous. There was one he literally had chucked. He had like 3 guys open, but he decided to just go to the corner and fucking just chuck it.
Yeah.
Off the fucking...
Sean Livingston.
Fuck off.
Went 1,309 for 1,309 in 2018 to the 2018 and 2019 season.
That's crazy. I would have not guessed Sean Livingston.
Sean Livingston, we're all motherfuckers.
I would have not guessed that.
It's craziest stat line ever. The other thing I was going to bring up is we're getting to that point where, you know, when you're a kid, you buy a car and you buy it overpriced.
Yeah.
And then you have to, initially, you're like, whatever. I'll deal with the necessary downfalls of it after the fact.
Okay.
As we get older, we get the access to more responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a couple friends that, you know, screwed up with the car. Me, myself, I fucking somewhat screwed up with a Tesla.
Yeah.
But I have friends that are like $160,000 deep into a car
That's fucked.
that's worth like $60,000 now.
That's crazy.
I have a buddy who bought a Q8 special order. All the bells and whistles.
Yeah. New.
Brand new.
Fuck. That's like what, 120? Q8 you said?
No. So it's sorry. RS.
Fuck off. RS6?
Q8.
RS Q8. Did they make those? I had no idea.
Yeah. So it's the top. It's like the AMG SUV.
Yeah. It's like the MX7.
Yeah.
It would be equivalent.
Exactly.
3-row SUV, right?
3-row
That's
SUV.
great. That's like 180 at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
so
fucked.
he bought it for. I think he bought it for 172.
Fuck, dude.
He's been making payments for about a year.
Oh, great.
It's worth about 90 something
No, it's not.
K. Yeah, it is.
After a year? No,
After a year.
I have a hard time believing that.
No,
that much in a year?
Dude, it's 15% off the lot.
Yeah, but it's not 50% in a year.
15% off the lot.
Yeah, I know, sure, but then what about the other 35%?
35% when you put 20,000 kilometers on it. Boom, right there, dude.
Dude, that's still hard. That's crazy. Because, like, the truck, my truck was not as
Resell
bad.
on trucks is a lot better than SUVs.
Yeah, I
and
guess so. Especially
because
luxury SUVs, too, right?
Even now, like, I'm talking to my accountant, I'm talking to all that. He's like, listen. He's like, you didn't hear this from me. But he's like, if you default right now on your Tesla, you can get a truck that's 100% under the business, and you don't have to pay a dime out of your own pocket.
Yeah.
He's like, as long as 6,000 pounds or higher, he's like, you can get it.
That's why the guys for business, they always get the 3,500.
Not a dime. And he's like, lease it. He's like, all the lease will go.
Yeah.
He's like, if you finance it, he's like, partial. He's like, you only can deal with the interest of it.
That's right. It's exactly.
Yeah.
I learned that.
I learned
that. Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I just looking at everything now, it's just how interesting has life become, because we're turning into these people where we have the opportunity of pulling the trigger on high responsibility. But it's coming around now that as adults, we're realizing that pulling the trigger for certain things doesn't make sense. For example, right now, I could liquefy some stocks and buy a house or an apartment. But just looking at what it is for the next few years, I don't even know if construction is going to be up in 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this because, like, we don't have projects. We got like 15 years worth of projects. But the problem is when you look at the Toronto market, there's 30,000 real listings out there.
Yep.
No one's buying.
Yeah.
Highest amount of listings in the last 25 years. And you're like, where's the trajectory of construction? The only companies that are still doing construction are the ones who are building rentals. Those are the only
Yes.
ones.
I think even here actually too, the majority of multiplex, like we're talking like low rise or whatever, seem to be rentals.
Yeah, because there's 40 to 50% comes from grants from the government.
Yes.
So that means that if you're a GC, you're paying for 50%.
Yep.
Within the first 5 to 7 years, you usually get that back, plus interest. And then after that, I mean, anything after the first 5 to 7 years, I mean, it's all profit. So right now we have 8 projects, 7 out of the active, 7 out of the 8 rentals. And it just gives you a perspective of like what is going on, right? You have all these huge hedge funds buying crazy amount of real estate right now.
Yeah.
They have been doing this for years.
The REITs.
Yeah.
REIT. But yeah, they're really literally called REIT. The REITs. REITs.
2010,
REITs.
Alex
Literally.
Maximovich.
Fuck.
Everybody was doing that back then.
Oh my god, dude. Well, the thing is too, it's like, yeah, when you're a kid, man, you just call you take something, especially like if you're not like super confident, you're just trying to like blend in.
Yeah.
Like that was me. I'll admit. You'll just fucking take the like, oh, that's the cool thing to say. Then I guess we're all saying it.
Yeah.
And you just say it, even if it sounds
Yeah.
retarded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when you're that age too, like your fucking frontal lobe isn't developed, so
No.
like it's still like funny to you
Yeah.
to just constantly say it. Like as an
Yeah.
adult, you'd be like, okay, that was funny the first like 2 times, but if I see a comedian saying the same fucking bit 10 times in a row, I'm like, do something else.
I saw him. He works at like Safeway Pharmacy. I ran into him.
Yeah, he told me this. He told me this.
I
It was fucking
was
hilarious.
like, dog, this is
Yo, you know what's really funny though?
Fall
Actually,
from grace.
from the barbecue, fucking Mr. Fundamentals. I was killing myself later that night. I was telling Sabrina about that. Oh man, that was fucking hilarious.
Remind me of this.
Igor. Okay, so I'm not gonna just throw all these names out, but it's just you and me and a couple of guys. We're just like
name
chatting.
him. No one's gonna listen
And
to this.
no, okay, fine. And then it's because remember Vic's talking about he doesn't close the door. He takes a shit.
Yeah.
And Igor's like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, what do you mean? And then you two were like, yeah, whatever. Just leave the door open. Doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
And then he goes like, no, man, you need to like build good habits. And then you're like, what are you fucking? Who's the basketball coach's name? Fucking
Greg Maddox.
yeah, what are you, Craig Maddox, Mr. Fundamentals? And he did like the fucking like, outside knee up.
Dude.
Oh, dude, I was dying later that night just
Oh,
thinking about
man.
that. That was so funny.
Dude, I was on a ripper on that. That's a thing, man. With me, I notice if I have people around to entertain, the best of me comes out.
The funniest part is like that's just a good clean joke. You could tell that a million times. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, I was trying to get
Oh,
it
my God.
before you guys were there.
Yeah.
Vic is telling me, he's like, yeah, listen, man, maybe my like. Actually, I don't want to out his
Sure.
fucking bullshit.
But his thing might come along.
Yeah. So he's like, hey, don't drop 2 jokes.
Yeah. Because she's actually I know.
The juice box.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, man. Listen, I'll do it, but I gotta get it out before everybody comes out.
Fair enough.
So thank God she didn't come around.
Yeah.
But I think it was Milos came, and Milos is, Milos hasn't seen me since.
Bro, what a retard. I'm saying Igor. It's fucking Milos.
Yeah.
Fucking. Why am I
So
thinking
Milos
Igor?
hasn't seen me since
Yeah, Sid's like,
high school.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "What have you been up to? Blah blah blah. What did you do?" I'm telling him like I did software. I dropped out. It wasn't. It's not making money. He's like, "Yeah, that's good because people are right now is fucking
yeah. He's seeing it.
dying,
yeah.
right?" And he's like, "When did you start hating Jews?" I'm like, and it turned to that one meme, from what's that fucking? Remember those 3 brothers? And the dad became going bad guy.
Okay.
But what was he playing? Walter White, back in the day. with
Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
And there's that one meme where he's like, "Son, once you get in, you can't get out."
He was talking like the youngest guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, I was like, "Listen, man, once you pick up on what's going on,
It's a conspiracy.
you're not gonna be able to go back." And then he's just like, "Oh, whatever, just show me." So I started showing him, and he just jaw to the ground. He's like, "What the fuck? What's going on?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, this is what's going on."
That's
and surprisingly, man, like for the amount of shit I've done, looking at all of us, and I don't want to fucking put watermelons up my own asshole here. But I'm surprised that I'm one of the last guys to go bald.
That's interesting.
Because think about it. The return on investment, like all the shit I've done in my life, you would think this fuck would be bald by now.
Genetics, but not genetics, man.
Dude, I'm telling you.
It's what it is. I mean, you fucking look at any of this stuff, like people that live till like 95, and it's like, you know, Greg over here had a pack of smokes a week, and he died at 55. And you look at his lungs and fucking like tar.
Oh yeah.
And then you look at fucking Maddie over here, and she's been smoking for the last 60 years, and she's fucking fine. She can still run. Yeah.
It's tough.
How do you explain that?
It's tough.
Yeah.
Just going back to the last thing I was going to say is don't bite more than you can chew. And that's very cliched, but it goes back to don't buy a house you can't afford. Don't buy a car you can't afford. Don't date a girl that is not within your range.
Don't date a girl you can't afford.
Literally, man. Like some of these girls are fucking crazy expensive. This one girl I saw online, she's like, with pride and joy, she's like, my man better put 20K in my pocket. You know? And that accent is accurate. You know what I'm saying? Because only those motherfuckers say shit like that. It's the ratchetest, unclassy bitches that expect you to put 20 G's in their pocket a month. Like, bro, 20 grand means like, if you're calculating this properly, all right? How much money you give to your girl should be like 10% of your
I was
income.
just going to say, so like 10x what the fuck she asked. Yeah, that's...
So you're making 200 G's, my mans.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Why are you dealing with this chick when you can go to Thailand? Like, this is my thing. It's like, you know, cars drop in price. So do women. You know what I'm saying? If you talk to a girl and she's asking for too much, you're not unvaluable. You're just in the wrong location. You need to relocate, and then you're more valuable.
It goes beyond that, too. It's not even just like, can you afford that financially? Can you afford that emotionally, you know, mentally? Like the stress that you might get. Like, I understand, you know, you grow up, you're a kid, you have access to the internet more than we did. Like, we have access to social media, so you can see it all. You can see these girls that are just insane. You're like, oh, my God, I wish I could be with her. Okay, great. But a lot of this is not worth it because all of a sudden you see some of these girls are being flown out to here and to there, and their fucking mentality is just warped. Like their reality is not your reality, right? Their expectations are not going to be yours. So when you get involved with these girls, it's going to be a huge headache that maybe you can afford. Maybe it's cool, but maybe you get into it and you're like, oh my God, dude, like I can't do this. Well, it's like, yeah, well, like you shouldn't. You got to change your expectations and kind of go forward accordingly. I think sometimes a lot of guys out there don't want to accept advice from people who've been there because they want to do it themselves. Yeah. I'm guilty of that. You're guilty of that. You're like, oh, fuck what you're saying. Like, I want to do it myself. Or like, you can't prove it to me. Like, I need to see it so I can believe it. Okay, well, that might not go well for you.
I brought up a quote long time ago. And it's a Turkish quote. And
I think I remember this.
It basically translates to, I've come back from the journeys that now you're traveling to.
Yes.
So you never, it's really hard. You know, our parents always tell us to learn from their experiences. But that's an incredibly hard thing to do, especially if you're a super aggro, high T, high DHT criminal. Like, it's impossible to like listen to my 67-year-old mom tell me her war stories of Iran, Iraq, and be like, yeah, that's a good perspective. Like, even though it's just impossible to navigate those waters without being in the pool. You can't swim in that pool if you've never been inside. So you're basically outside. Someone's teaching you how to swim, and they're like, go do it. Well, you never have done it.
It feels like you're being robbed of an experience. That's how I felt sometimes growing up when I would hear advice, whether from my dad or from someone who was older or whatever. And even if it was good, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But deep down inside, I was like, nah, but like, if I don't get to see this or do this for myself, it's like something was taken from me, even though I never had it. It's a weird perspective to have, but I see a lot of people come up, especially a lot of like boys, men, right? And they have this mentality of like, I'm entitled to this experience, and so if I listen to you and I don't have to do it myself, then it's almost like you took it from me. But so I don't want that. I want to actually do it. It takes some doing, like some life experience, and definitely a calm state of mind to be like, you know what, you're right. I don't actually need to do the thing. I don't need to go try all those things or whatever. Like, I can take that on face value, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with not actually doing it. Like, you know what you're saying makes sense. Okay, I'm actually calm with it. I'm actually cool with it. I don't need to, like, I'm not gonna wake up later and be like, oh shit, but I gotta do it myself. I actually gotta fucking do this, or I gotta do that, or I gotta see this person, be with that person, try that job or try this job. So not a lot of people who are young have that mentality, but it's natural. It's part of life. Right? It's a part of life to want to do these things and sometimes make those mistakes and then come out better from it. Because you're not just better out of nowhere. You're better from the mistakes that you go through. You're better from the life experiences that you sometimes tried and failed to do, right? So it's a tricky thing to balance at times because, like you just said, sometimes people they bite off more than they can chew.
Yeah.
In an effort to do all these things, they do too much of it at once.
Yeah.
Or they have too much on their list that they want to accomplish, and then it becomes like, okay, well, hey, you only have X amount of years of usable like time to do some of these things. Do you really think you can't do everything in life? You don't have to like choose like and reprioritize like what you actually are wanting to do, right? It's like that's why some people make that choice between like starting a business or going to university. Sometimes you can't do both. Sometimes you're in university and you say, shit, like this business is taking up so much of my time. I can't focus my time on my studies, and like I can't go to the gym. I can't have a relationship with this girl that I'm trying to see or with my family. So you're like, all these things that you're trying to juggle, you kind of have to sit down with yourself and be like, you know what? Or someone tells you like, hey, listen, buddy, maybe you do less. Maybe you think about what actually matters to you. Is what matters to you doing all of the things or doing some of those things really well? So
I'm in that boat. I'm still in that boat.
yeah. Some people go through that literally their whole lives.
Yeah, I'm still in that boat where it's like I've sat down for multiple hours and sat down and said, what are the activities I do in a year that I want to continue with success or without one?
Yeah.
One of them is this. But how well I do this, I don't think is that important, because when I was putting crazy amount of time into it and when I wasn't associated with any success. So I found that, certain things you have to be man enough to know what you can do and what you can't do. And some things I'm just like, is it worth it? Maybe down the line, if I have like 5-10 grand to spend on a podcast every month to promote it, then I'll jump on it. For now, I'll just keep it going. But some other things where I'm like, man, I'm paying what was I paying? 6 G's every semester to SFU.
Yeah.
Do I really need to do this if I'm already making like $50K more than the entry level job that I'm going to get from this? No. And am I going to be successful in that environment when I have 10 years of construction experience screaming at these Mexicans?
Remember we had that conversation more than once.
More than once.
Yeah. Yeah. And I imagine you probably had that conversation with yourself even more than that. You know what I mean?
Multiply factor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I remember that. Same thing with nursing. Same thing with all these things. It's just like, can I see myself do this for a long period of time if I don't hit the success lines that I want to hit? Am I okay continuing this? And for a lot of things in my life that I've changed, I still stand by those things. And thankfully, I've thought about it and asked enough people, because a lot of people, what they do is they just depend on themselves to decide. I found in this life that, like, as much as I can know about a subject, as much as I can research, there's always one motherfucker I'll talk to. He'll put a different perspective in my head, and I'd be like,
yeah,
that's something I'd never thought about. And having kids is one of those things too. Right now we're seeing a great change in ranges of people who have kids.
Yeah.
A lot of people are defaulting for not having kids just because things are so expensive around here. But once you hit like prairies, or you hit, buttfuck Manitoba, they're having kids at 25. And you're like, how are you affording them? Well, dude, cost of living there is like 1/3
Yep.
of over here.
Yep.
So no shit, you're having kids. Give me a last thought, buddy. Give me a last fucking thought. Give me something deep.
Something good.
The kind of good where, you know, she reaches from the back and grabs the balls.
Damn,
That
dude.
kind of good.
Damn, dude. I think I can go with something like...
I got one right after you.
Okay. While your glass may empty and your thirst may grow, the fountain will always be there for you in times of growth.
I like that one. By the time a man realizes that maybe his father was right, he usually has a son who thinks he is wrong.
Damn. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. It reminds me of something that I a conversation I just had with my dad. That's a really good one.
Dude, you know, I just want to go on a tangent real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Some people get jealous seeing their friends have something that they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see my friends, whether it's you, Roshan, some of my criminal friends, have their father in their life where they can bounce back ideas, truly makes me happy, man.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I never had. I stepped that apart from
Yeah.
17. I never really talked to my dad.
Yeah.
And it's good because looking back, man, did I make a lot of mistakes just because I didn't have that one motherfucker to bounce ideas
Yeah.
off of.
Yeah.
And that's fucking huge, man.
Yeah. Well, you can be the difference in that next life.
Let's hope. Couple of Middle Eastern Asian babies. Let's hopefully they get my clavicles and cock.
Hell yeah, dude.
Let's go. All right, we're out. Peace.